Hey, Budz. Yeah, so I've been a little bit busy. First off, my skin has changed. I've had the same skin for about 6 years, and I was in middle school when I last changed it, and I'm gonna be 20 in November, so I figured it was a good time for a little change. I was on Windows 10 Edition Minecraft looking for some free Star Wars things for May the 4th at the marketplace, but there wasn't any, so I started to make my own new skin. There are a bunch of cool presets that were for free, so I just mashed everything that I liked up and made it kind of feel like me in 2023. I really like it, and I think I look pretty snazzy. And speaking of how I look, I think it's about time for this. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I haven't done anything else off camera, really. I mean, aside for a few small tasks. I did make a slime farm, spider farm, boat for some villagers, nether highway, blaze farm, and a few other things, but that was a while ago. I streamed myself doing all of these things, so if you're interested in more of my Let's Play content, then make sure to visit the link right up there. It's up there, just click it. On top of all that, I recently watched a VR Minecraft video that has gotten pretty popular as of late. I downloaded a few of the mods in the video because they enhanced the game's ambience, my comprehension of time passing, and more. All of the new mods and old ones will be in the description as well if you want to check them out. Now, speaking of everything I have made, why don't I show you around fully instead of jump cutting right to them and back and all over the place. Now, here is my slime farm, as well as a rail duplication center. Do I enjoy duping things? No, not at all. It takes the fun out of the game, really. But do I want to AFK at my iron golem farm for hours to suffer the wrath of transporting villagers 9,000 blocks away? Nope. So duping these suckers is fine with me. I've made a few shulker boxes full of rails to keep them in my ender chest, just in case I need to transport some type of mob. This slime farm works very well, and the optimal AFK location sticks out right at the top of our walls, but I'll get into more of that later on in the video. This spider farm is very similar to my cave spider farm from my old world. I didn't want to look up a tutorial because I'm a big girl and I can do a thing or two on my own, so I looked back at my old farm that I did follow a tutorial for. Since this is directly above the ocean next to our base, I made a small boat for 2 villagers to live on. It's a Fletcher and a Fisher, so they sell string and fish and all of the assorted goodies. If I ever need a quick way to make some emeralds, I'll pay these to a visit, but I think overall they really add to what this world is going to be later on. A highly populated civilization, and this is just the beginning. Next, the Blaze Farm. I have seen a bunch of these online, but just like the last farm, I didn't really want to look up a tutorial because I know what I'm doing. I made a very scuffed version that barely worked and then modified it again and again until I was satisfied with the results. Sure, it's not the best, but it makes me around 10 stacks of blaze rods in an hour, which is good enough for me. Whoa, another nether build. Awesome. I linked our raid farm highway up to a new area, the Badlands. This Badlands will be home to a western town of sorts. It will most likely be inspired by Purgatory Point from Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Zombies. I have so much fun playing Buried with my 2 younger siblings, and this valley feels like the perfect location for such an iconic town. I do mean Purgatory Point back before the teleportation to Africa though. For all of you who don't know what I'm talking about, it's a very long story. But not as long of a story as how I built a sand, gravel, and concrete duper. Boy, I really wanted to make this without following a tutorial, but oh my god, who comes up with this stuff? You might have seen the YouTube short I made about this when fixing the machine, but that was literally just a fragment of how confused I got with this thing. It took me roughly an hour and a half to make this, and when I logged back into the world and tested it again, it broke! I have it working now, I think, and hopefully it won't cause as many issues as it already has. While we're on the topic of duping, I went off to another stronghold for another duping machine that I wanted to make. Now, yes, I know I said I don't like duping.
Then why are you duping sand, gravel, concrete, and now something else?
Well, I'm duping sand because I don't like to destroy the landscapes. I have already mined almost an entire desert of its sand, and now it just looks funky.
Oh, that's not so bad.
Well, what are you duping?
The dragon egg.
What?
Okay, duping the dragon egg is a bit questionable, but let me tell you what I'm going to do with it before you all start hating on me. I was recently brainstorming ideas to give this world some lore. I want to be able to not just play on this world, but also experience the universe that I'm gonna create. For a long time now, I've had a giant mountain on my to-do list of things I want to build. When I got the one egg originally, I thought it would be a cool callback to design a mountain that gave off similar vibes to an old Minecraft minigame called Dwarves vs. Zombies. Pause and Pause's videos were so much fun to watch in 2013 with my older brother. I wanted to keep with the vibe of a civilization that has to defend itself, not only from the monsters of the night, but also from within, because people would troll in that game mode a whole bunch, including myself. There would be a dragon that would come, and whoever killed it became Dragonborn and would get all these cool powers, so I'm thinking that might also be a nice addition. I figured having a dragon in sleep inside of a custom, mega-built mountain would be so cool, and it would also mark my first time building something so big and organic in survival Minecraft. Now, that's not going to be something I do anytime in the near future, but for the sake of this, I want to have multiple dragon eggs. Maybe each civilization has a dragon to back them and rally around whatever mob that dragon can control. Factions could be made and alliances could be formed. I think it's a cool idea. I'm not going to go super overboard though, no more than 64 dragon eggs. I want for the dragons to be rare and well protected. This is probably a project I will talk about this one time and then not bring up for several months until right before we begin building and right after we finish building. But I'm not doing any of that right now, so no egg duping today. When I started making this video, I had just hit 1,000 days on the world. I did a stream on April 30th when the day count was at 985. As of saying this on May 11th, I'm on day 1075. That is 90 Minecraft days. If I slept every time the sun set, which I definitely didn't, then that is a minimum of 15 hours of gameplay and a maximum of 30. Let's just say I've been a little busy, so let's do a quick speed round. Here's an upcoming flower farm in this cottage village, a 4-type wood farm, a new iron golem farm that's way more efficient than the last, the start of a villager crop farm. I also defeated 2 withers and they escaped, but it's totally fine. Okay, this time for real, that is all. Let's get started on what I actually wanted to do in today's video. Ever since I got my elytra, I've been running really low on one material specifically, gunpowder. Originally, I wanted to make a creeper farm that included snow golems in it, but I wasn't satisfied with the rates, and I decided to do some more research. Yeah, I could always make a creeper farm with cats, but I don't really like it when my pets just sit there, not knowing what's going on, because I feel bad for them. There has to be a solution for this. Let me just look on YouTube. Oh, ENXO4? A ghast farm? That's so sick! Not only will a ghast farm give me enough tears to re-summon the dragon over and over again, but it will also give me a ton of gunpowder. So let's get started by following this tutorial very closely because I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing now, and I'm just gonna trust the experts. So right now I'm gathering all of the materials for this build, and I just gotta say it needs a lot of flint, and I didn't have a Fortune 3 shovel until right now, so I made another one. That one's fine. Now let's see what the Silk Touch one is.
Scammer gets scammed, buddy.
I'm sorry, I just think it's so funny, and it's not, but it is, but it's not.
Now find a build site about 2 chunks by 2 chunks in size that's entirely within the Soul Sand Valley biome.
Okay.
This is easy to confirm because the sky has a dark teal color when you're
Can I pause the video? Okay, 2 chunks, right, 2 chunks. Let's go find that. as you can see now, it has been a little bit. We're almost on day 1,100, and we're getting a pretty steady flow of all this stuff. Also, Noelle's on my desk. Do you want to say hi? Come here. Here's the kitty. Can you meow? I had to put torches all over that, but now it seems to be working relatively good, honestly. I was really worried, honestly. I was really worried because I had added more layers and I still wasn't getting anything good. But already right here, I can make a 64. That's enough for 3 rockets, and I get some nice EXP off this, so it's a whole bunch. So I'm actually very satisfied with this. Just took a very long time to build. Noelle's in the window. And after all that cuteness, I don't think we'll be needing gunpowder for a very long time. But with more gunpowder, we are going to need a lot more paper for rockets. Also, while I was grinding the Ghast Farm for those 20 minutes, I was looking at the subtitles, and can anyone tell me what the heck glass groans means? Like, what? Moving on before I get too scared of glass blocks entirely, I've decided to put a massive automatic sugarcane farm in what will soon be my natural farms, where all of my tree farms, crop farms, and flower farms are gonna be. Originally, I wanted to make an automatic flying machine to do all the work for me, but as I searched the endless void that is YouTube, I thought this is way too much work. So this is about what I want to make, and it's pretty much the exact same sugarcane farm display. I used this little minecart hopper system in the slime farm, and it works really good, and for the sake of this, I'm gonna set the tick speed really high. If I had a barrier here of glass, then these items would not be falling out, and they would instead fall down to the only spot where they can, which is right up here. So this minecart will swoop through, grab everything there, and once it gets over here, this little mechanism here will detect that the hopper is gaining items, and it will wait until all of those items are dropped off. Fairly simple in redstone. There's not a lot that I need to do. First, let's clear out some land near our wood farm to put these. I went up and I set these minecart engines just to kind of get the idea from the creative world over into this world. Now what I'm gonna do is just hook up the proper redstone to it. I was making this way harder than it needed to be. You'll see right up there. So I was putting a block here, and then a repeater, and then a redstone, and then a redstone up, and I was just messing it up a bunch. So just in that hour of me making 3 different layers, and we have, so 6 modules in all, we have almost exactly 4 stacks. Now, granted, it wasn't running for the entire hour, so I think I'm gonna take out this, and we'll be back at about 1 up there. We'll see how much it makes in an hour. I took an hour break and I AFK'd here. Let's see how much we've got. Okay, 3 stacks in one and about 4 in the other one. So that is in total not a whole lot, honestly. I figured that this would make a lot more, but that's okay because this doesn't need to stop at 3. I said 3 layers because I thought that that would be a really good amount, but the good news is that this place can be as tall as we need it. I'm gonna make some rockets. Let's see how many rockets we can make with all this. Okay, that's kind of a lot. Does seem though that maybe that much paper was fine because that is a lot of paper. But I have more gunpowder, so we have a full shulker box of level 3 rockets and a little bit extra. So that is really good. I kind of just want to get onto the bamboo farm, so I think we're gonna go get started on that. All of this. Hoppers, the redstone, the observers, the thingies, more stuff, more! I think we can shrink this design. I think we can put more than just these 4. So I'm actually gonna uproot all this grass. Lay out a design like this. And then from here, and then we just add the rails add in the bamboo. That one already grew? Jesus Christ. I'm not even done putting them down. I just put them down. Pistons. Okay, and I'm pretty sure that all of this is totally lit up, so we should not have a single problem with monster spawn. Oh my god, how did I forget this area? Okay, now I think we should be fine. No mobs should spawn. Also, this is part of the mini HUD mod. If I hit L on my thing, you'll see toggled light level overlay off. That's just to better help me know where the mobs can and cannot spawn. I also have some really cool other features that I'm not going to go over, but in probably later episodes, I will talk about them in more detail when I use them. Okay, so this is where things might get a little bit complicated for me, at least. I don't know what any of this stuff does, so let's try to do like one really scuffed version. What if we put like the observer right here? And then if I... Guys, I'm gonna be honest here, I have no idea what I'm doing. Maybe if I use redstone torches going all the way up, that could sound like a signal. So what if I go like that? Oh, that's not it, that's not it, that ain't it. Can I get up here? Let's make it so no mobs can get in. All right, and then I think we just build this exact thing on the other side over here, and maybe when the new wood type comes out, we can decorate this area just with a bunch of bamboo blocks, because that would honestly look so cool. But anyways, let's get to it. So, boom. So now we have the other section. Oh my god. We have the other section built, so we're already gathering up pretty decent amounts of bamboo. I actually might want to make this a little bit bigger just for the time being. We should be gathering up a whole bunch of bamboo. And I'm actually really excited because for those of you that don't know, the bamboo wood actually looks super nice in my opinion. Now, the reason why these two need to be right next to each other is because when I AFK at one, I want to also AFK at the other one. So just like that, very simple. We're going to be putting an iron golem farm in the future right over here. So not only can I get paper, bamboo, iron, but I'm also going to make a creeper farm right over there, which isn't going to be really efficient, but it'll do the job. Oh my god, it's making so much paper. Okay, I should not run out of rockets for just like a while now. I should be fine. Now that we've finished automating our world, let's take a second to add to the beauty of it. I said earlier in this video how our slime farm's ideal spawning platform juts out of our town's walls. I had the idea to make a witch tower here, someone who will protect our town and care for its inhabitants. I tried to build something similar to what I was envisioning, but it just wasn't clicking. I was watching a Mog Swamp video a while back, and he drew a design before he began building. Now, I draw as a hobby, mostly hot OCs of mine, and I am in no way good at drawing buildings, but I'm always up for a little challenge. I looked through Pinterest to find some references, and got to drawing. Man, people online make this look so easy. God, not again! Although I was satisfied with the sketch, I wanted to go a bit more into detail. I don't usually like to plan out my builds, but I really wanted for this to look nice. I decided to color in the sketch, adding lots of different colors so the build can pop out amongst the continuous pattern of the walls. I want to use gradients for this build, and copper blocks are something I have a decent amount of. And the block also has several different variations in not only block types, but also colors. While I waited for my copper blocks to oxidize, I moved the iron golem farm to be closer to where we will AFK at. After about an hour, not even half of them were finished oxidizing, but it was good enough for me. Let's get to building the base of this. I want this to be similar to the walls, the bottom layer being darker and it gets lighter the higher up it goes. I was using one of Mini HUD's features to create a perfect circle to center the AFK platform's position with the foundation of the build. Once that was built, I added in the lighter layer, trying to incorporate some smooth stone to make it more sturdy looking, like something was really holding the tower together and there weren't just a bunch of random blocks. From there, I continued to pillar upwards, changing the block palette for every new layer. Finally, at the top, I added in a regular design that was supposed to simulate the triangle thing I had drawn out. I wanted to add in some lightning rods, but sadly, this area is still part of the windswept savanna, so no rain will be touching this anytime soon. Okay, the finished outside looks great. But we can't leave the inside looking so bland. I mean, a witch lives here. I want this place to be magical. And magical it will be. First, the bottom floor. There is a small pond and some trees that are out of this world. Literally, they're fungus trees. You can only find those in the nether. Peeking inside, there are tons of different plants, flowers, and a small area to the side. I wanted a cool way to get in and out of my slime farm because at the end of the day, this build is for the slime farm. I figured at the bottom layer it would be so cool to add this drop chute and bubble elevator that will make that be so much more accessible to me. Similarly to the last floor, this next layer has an opening to the upper part of the wall's walkway. Since I have planned on putting a barracks in this little corner of the island, I figured that having an armory facing the direction of the town's protectors and where they would mostly be located would be the perfect idea. I pulled out all the stops for this. Cobbled deep slate coal ore, stone diamond ore, emerald ore, blocks of gold, etc. I threw in some armor stands, and yes, I did throw away a netherite ingot to make this random chestplate look cool, as well as, obviously, an area for smithing and armor crafting. I put campfires under the cauldrons with lava in it to make it look like the lava was actually hot. Now, for the top layer. Before I got to work on the interior originally, I had climbed up the ladder into this top layer, and I was blown away. The skulk blocks are so mesmerizing when they are put up to the night sky. This area has got to be the most magical layer. I put dangerous mob heads among books, treasure maps from the witch's explorations, strangely red crops glowing in the corner of her room, brewing stands with potions already inside, a beautiful, enchanting language seeping out of a strange book on a stand. To her bedside lies a diary, telling of her interactions with the townsfolk. Similarly, the book placed on the secondary level has prices for her services. Like I said, I wanted to be able to experience this world. Little details like this, although not necessary, make me feel very happy about the direction this world is going in. You might have been able to make out some words that I had wrote on the paper before I started coloring my sketch. My handwriting isn't the best, but it says dark, enchanting, mythical, and naturey. 4 words that I think this build can embody perfectly. Gosh, it's almost day 1200. This video has kind of taken over my life for a bit. I was so motivated and excited to do all these builds and farms, and although this world is looking more and more amazing with every build, I've been missing out on so much stuff in real life. I was telling my therapist the other day about how I've played roughly 70 hours of Minecraft in the last 2 weeks. She suggested that I go outside, and I totally agree with her. I think for now, I might go enjoy the springtime. Who knows, maybe when I get tired of touching grass, 1.20 will be out, and I will have awesome photos, ideas, and drawings to base my builds on. I cannot wait to see where this world goes. Thank you all for sticking around to the end of this video. It means so much to me, and this has taken me countless days of work to make. If you enjoyed, it would mean so much to me if you could like, comment, and subscribe to Join the Village today. It's only a click away.